The Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce held its membership luncheon today with Congressman Dan Newhouse as a special speaker. Members of the chamber gathered to network and to hear about the latest news impacting businesses in our region. Congressman Newhouse addressed the fentanyl crisis, the 2023 Farm Bill, and the rising costs of gas and energy. Now, when it comes to the cost of living, Newhouse says it's a challenge that many families in the state of Washington are facing right now.
We've got to be more responsible, curbing the federal spending to reduce the pressures on inflation, so that people have, so that we have lower interest rates, so we encourage more investment by small businesses, to keep people working, improving the economy. Those are the things that we've got to be able to do on the federal level in order to make things more affordable for people in the local level.
People at the event also had the opportunity to ask the congressman questions about what was on their mind. Those questions covered things like energy, the economy, even COVID-19 mandates. Apple Valley News Now's Anna Trejo was at today's luncheon and says while the congressman is working to push the farm bill through Congress, he says there's a lot left to do in a short period of time.
When it comes to working in Washington, Republican Congressman Dan Newhouse says there's a lot of work to do and so little time to do it.
It's probably the largest debate club in the country, where diverging different ideas are put together, stirred up, and we come out with something that hopefully the majority of people can agree to.
While on leave from Capitol Hill for the next couple of weeks, Newhouse says he plans on traveling around the 4th District, especially to the rural communities, to hear from the people on what they want to see done.
This is one of the best places on the planet, and we need to work hard to keep it that way. And let me just say, I am honored and privileged to be able to represent you in Washington, D.C.
At Wednesday's luncheon, the congressman discussed trade imbalances and the geopolitical competition between the U.S. and China.
One of the things is the theft of technology that we have seen taking place, the billions of dollars that China helps themselves to, not just from the United States, but from countries all over the world.
One of the topics close to him is the fentanyl crisis. The congressman was one of the key players in founding a fentanyl crisis task force, and he wants communities to recognize the problem isn't happening down the block. It could be happening to your neighbors, your family, and other loved ones.
Just last year, over 100,000 people in the United States died of drug overdoses. The lion's share of those drug overdoses had to do with fentanyl. I'm told that if there were 23 people that died from a drug overdose, 20 of them would have been one reason or another attributed to the use of fentanyl.
He also wanted to address the high cost of living. Going to the grocery store can be sticker shock, and keeping food on the table with high prices is harder than ever. Newhouse says it's important to look at the source for answers.
The first 2 years of this administration, over $3 trillion was spent, federal government spending, outside of the normal appropriations process by Congress. And that just fuels the inflation fire that we've been seeing, pushing the affordability of food, housing, cars, everything out of the reach of most hardworking Americans.
While addressing energy concerns, Newhouse says he will continue to fight to keep the dams up and running. Anna Trejo, Apple Valley News Now.